Hello and welcome back to the Kokino Podcast. Today I'm going to tell you a very, very, very short story. It's back when I went to elementary school. So, for the first time in my life, my mom gave me a pair of shoelace shoes. But she forgot one crucial element to giving a child a pair of shoelace shoes is that you have to teach them how to tie the shoes. She never taught me. So, I went to school with my shoes tied. And eventually, at some point, no matter how careful I was, they got untied. And so, the normal way you fix this is you go to whatever adult is near and ask for their help. So I went up to my teacher and said, "Hey, teacher, my shoes are untied. Can you help me tie them?" Expecting the teacher to be nice and realize that I was like a 5-year-old kid who didn't know anything. But no, my teacher said, "You should be able to tie your shoes on your own. In fact, I'm not going to let you leave this classroom until you tie your shoes. You can't go to recess until you tie your shoes right now, until you tie your shoes." And then she just left. She just left me alone in the classroom. And so I'm just standing there, not knowing how to tie my shoes. I had been taught maybe once a single method for how to do it, but I didn't remember. I was a kid. I didn't have a good memory. And so I looked at my other classmates, some of them, and then I asked one of them if he could teach me how to tie my shoes. And then he said, "You don't know how to tie your shoes? I've known how to tie my shoes since I was 3 years old. What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Well, that's why, maybe you could teach me then." "No." And so I stood there, getting very frustrated and getting teary-eyed because I couldn't I wasn't going to be able to go to recess until I could tie my shoes. And so I tried to do it on my own. I tried doing it. There's this one way that I kept trying to do it. I don't remember the specifics, but it was folding over to the left instead of the right or something like that. And then I kept trying it, but it never worked. And then I thought to myself, well, this isn't working. Maybe I'll try folding it over the other way and wrapping it around this way, and maybe it'll work. Hopefully it'll work. And somehow, I don't know, some magical genie came down and granted the wish that I had in my heart because somehow I was able to get my shoes tied on my own. I just figured out, okay, I'll just cross it over this way instead of the way that I was trying, and it worked. And it was magical, and I finally was able to tie my shoes, and I was able to go to recess. Hooray, hooray, hooray. This is the end of this episode of the Kokino Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it.